Big Sills, let's go. Come on, Big Sills, let's go. What are we doing here? Good afternoon. And happy Football Friday to you on what's going to be a very interesting game on Sunday. And make no mistake about it, I can't wait for this drama to play out on Sunday at Lincoln Financial. Week 15 of the National Football League goes into play this week. Also, Army-Navy on Saturday. Very interesting. By the way, hey, no, Joe. Big Sills is never late. We are on Big Sills time. Always remember that, all right? All supers go to the top. And please hit the like button. The first 15 are the most important to get your show to become one of the fastest growing shows in all of digital. You guys are doing it. You guys have really done it. By the way, look at this. Brock Purdy blows. Brock Purdy's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. You don't really want me to go into it. And stop using that fucking metric, QBR. Jameis Winston's got a higher QBR than Jalen Hurts. Jaden Daniels has a higher QBR. Kyler Murray has a higher QBR than Jalen Hurts. That's some metric that you guys are using. When a guy has the 31st ranked passing offense and his targets are completely down in the 50s. Hey, I mean, really, Brock Purdy is going to make $55 million. Hey, by the way, I don't use the QBR ranking. You do. This guy's one of the highest ranked QBRs in all of pro football. And you're like, dude, are you really kidding me? I mean, look at this too. You know, Silsey is at a 68% completion percentage. Sam Darnold is also. Kyler Murray, Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield. All of those guys are in that room. Jalen Hurts, give me a fucking break. By the way, I knew you guys would start with that bullshit. Okay? 2023 Pro Bowler, led the NFL in passer rating last year. 23-11 as a starter, even with a shitty season this year. 4,280 last year and 31 touchdowns with 113, which led the league. And by the way, for the record, he's 4-2 in the playoffs. You got your guys 5-3 or 2-3. How you doing? How you doing? 2-3. Jalen Hurts is in the playoffs. Brock Purdy's 4-2. Woo! I knew you'd start off with that bullshit. Come on, man. Come on, man. Brock Purdy. Give me a break. Hey, 49ers are not playing well, and it can't be because of that defense. They're third in total defense. That's a shitty football game last night. Kyle Shanahan running out of ammo, and he's also running out of excuses as a play-calling head coach. How you doing? I can't wait for this weekend. By the way, we are absolutely packed today. My boy Zander will join us at 3:30. Battle Royale. We had to move it from Wednesday to today between Philly 500 and Mark Holmes of the Dallas Cowboys. By the way, that loss to Cincinnati probably ended it for the Cowboys. Then again, it is the NFC. We shall see. Also, we will have our friend, the Philly Godfather. He will be on with us as he always is each and every single Friday at 5:30. Please hit the like button. All supers go to the top. We appreciate it there. Thank you very much. I can't wait for this game. The Battle of Pennsylvania. You bet, man. It's a state championship. That's how Mike Tomlin's doing it, too. This is going to be a very interesting football game. By the way, I'm going to give you my predictions here in a second. We'll do the predictions here in a minute here. Let's hear where you guys are. What do you see on Sunday against the Steelers? Okay? What do you see on Sunday? What do you see on Sunday? Okay? Let's hear Sills. We're going to lose this week. Hurts is good. Barkley won't get his touches. Brown wants every target. Negativity for the next. It's 4 hours, dickhead. Not 3 hours. It's 4 hours. How you doing? 26-19 Eagles. Becton running people over. He really is. 38-9 Birds. Slow, low scoring game. I like that. I think so too. I do. Here's Anthony. I think Anthony's starting to come around because I think it's that Paisan blood that he has between him and I. I see a W. Great Saquon game. After the first half, is force feeding AJ in the offense will be going nowhere. I got what you mean here. I see a W. Great Saquon game after the first quarter. I think you mean first quarter, not first half. That's because they're going to be force feeding A.J. Brown in that first quarter like they always have and like they've done the whole year. Okay, absolutely. And it's going to be a slow start, and then they'll get it going. And that's pretty much how they're doing. That's not much how they've done it this year. Bang! It's going to be a great game, man. I can't wait. All right. Hey, real quick, can we do this before we get out of the gate? Odell Beckham was released today by the Miami Dolphins. I think Monday he clears waivers. Nobody's going to pick up his contract. Nobody. Okay? I think he played in 9 games this year. If you're the Eagles, do you sign him? It's going to be league minimum. You're not going to cost you anything. He's an upgrade to Dotson. Not that Jalen can throw to another wideout other than A.J. Brown. Do you sign him? It's not going to cost you a cent. And Odell probably would want to be on another team that has a chance to win a Super Bowl. And by the way, he would be your third wideout. He wouldn't be 1 or 2. He'd be the best number 3 wide receiver maybe in the league if he's healthy. Would you want that? I mean, I would think about it. Odell Beckham is a great decoy because who's going to cover him as your third guy? A slot guy? You got A.J. Brown. Maybe hey, you're trying to improve your passing game because what you're doing right now blows. Okay. Stick to what you're doing. And hey, don't have an open mind in anything. I love how people just immediately jump to no. You know why? That's because you're not progressive thinkers. You're not thinking out of the box. Howie Roseman does. Jalen Hunt. Bryce Huff, for that matter. He thinks out of the box. You don't. Okay. Sure. Okay. Hey, by the way, if I'm the Ravens, I might think about signing him. If I'm the Lions, I might think about signing him. Hey, some of you I see in here are going, Beckham's washed as a number 1, number 2. Yeah, he is. He's better than Dotson. He's better than Dotson, and it creates insurance for you. If one of those turkeys get hurt, I get what you're saying, Sills, but Jalen is already missing wide open guys. I know. No. I'm thinking more of a decoy because Hurts won't find him. Hurts can't even find the guys he has now. Absolutely. Jalen Hurts barely finds dots. But again, you have a name, Odell Beckham, in the 3-hole. If I'm a coordinator, I'm not going to let that guy run around the field not with a guy on his hat. Okay? I mean, I don't know. Might be an option for you to take a look at it. Okay? Oh, my God. Are you guys ready? John Morgan, our good friend from Morgan & Morgan, is going to come on the program next week, and we're going to talk about college nil and all that. John's one of the richest people in the world right now, or in America, I should say. And we're going to get John Morgan on next week. So I just got a great text from him. I got to cover his phone number up. He says, I'll do it. How you doing? This guy's worth $1.5 billion. How you doing? Woo! Boom! How you doing? Hey, Joe Krause, how you doing, brother? Hey, how you doing? Everybody wants to come on the program, and that's all because of you guys. Okay? All because of you guys. Appreciate you guys coming aboard. Please hit that like button. Give me a heads up on where we are in the likes now. Now, again, we're going to get into our takeaways here in a second. So, how many people would want Odell Beckham on the team? I would at least explore it. Okay? I would explore it. Okay? I would. Let's see. Senor had an actual great take. Okay? 59 likes. Shit, Joe, let's get it going up there, man. What about the soft-ass 49ers linebackers that walked off the field and did not want to play? I saw that. You think you got a culture problem in Philly? That's a culture problem. That's a culture problem. Players refusing to play? You got a problem with your head coach. You don't want to play? Dude, what's going on in Philly compared to that? That is a Chernobyl meltdown. When you got guys refusing to go on the field, that is a head coaching issue. Okay? I mean, you put a guy on your roster. This is your name on your football team's roster. And you fucking don't want to go out and play for the guy? Dude, I'd cut him immediately. To sit there and have a guy like that on my football team. My team is already in ruin. And that guy's going to send my team totally down the toilet bowl? Dude, I got to say this, man. I think Kyle Shanahan right now, that seat's gotten a little hotter all of a sudden. I mean, you got a culture problem. I think we need roster depth for the edge. Well, there's nobody out there for that. Dirty D, I'm talking about a player that's a good player that, again, you're defining his role as a number 3 guy, not a number 1 or number 2. Dotson has not worked out. Then again, the quarterback has been bad this year. He's been bad. So, I mean, end of the day here, okay? I mean, you should at least explore it. All right, hit the like button here. Here's my takeaways, and here's my prediction. 10-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. They roll into Lincoln Financial versus the 11-2 Philadelphia Eagles, where actually the Steelers haven't won in Philadelphia since 1965. Probably back when the guy behind me was playing for the Eagles is the last time the Steelers won a ball game. And Ernie Stautner was on that Steeler team, one of the great Steeler D linemen, and one of the great defensive line coaches of all time, who coached me actually too, was probably on that Steeler team. How would you feel if Kyle comes to Philly? I don't think Kyle Shanahan can win big games as a head coach. He hasn't proven to me yet he can. Okay? I'm not saying Nick has won big games, but Kyle Shanahan, you know, one thing about Kyle versus Nick is at the behest of coordinators that you hire, and it's more organizationally controlled. Kyle Shanahan is the play caller. He has the entire offense in his hands. Nick doesn't. The organization pretty much has the play calling duties and also the offense in their hand. I'd say this to you, man. I think that guy's on a hot seat for sure. All right. Haven't won in Philadelphia since 1965, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't play a lot, but it's still something to think about. Does that have any relevance to the players of today? Absolutely not. It's still something out there. It's pretty cool that you're talking about 60-some years now that Pittsburgh hasn't gone into a place where they've gone into every place and won, and they haven't won in Philadelphia. It's pretty cool. I'd like to protect that. Eagles are 5-point favorites heading into this game. And by the way, the Vegas guys and the Atlantic City guys are saying 42.5. Nobody expecting a high-scoring ball game in this game. Okay? Hey, and for the record, Russell Wilson is 6-0 versus the Philadelphia Eagles in his career. It's a weird matchup because the things that Pittsburgh does are the things that the Eagles are struggling at. And they do them well. They're number one in time of possession, and they're number one in turnovers, which means this: they keep the ball out of your offense's hands, and they do a fabulous job at creating turnovers. Okay? I mean, and since you're one-dimensional, that's not a remedy for you. I mean, your passing game has got to show up Sunday. It's the one area, again, of the Steelers that does not play well. It's really an intriguing game, to say the least. Now look, the Eagles are on a 9-game winning streak. And they play in the NFC, which is the worst division and the worst conference, maybe in football, but they have done a great job against Burrow and Lamar Jackson's offenses. That's something to me. Those are offenses that perform in the AFC each and every single week, and they did a nice job against them. That means something to me. That's a metric. The Steelers do a great job defensively. And there's no question TJ Watt is right now the defensive player of the year. And by the way, I don't believe it's close. I don't think it's close. I think he has absolutely put himself in a position where he's almost running away with that award. Tomlin versus Sirianni. You couldn't be more different than these two coaches. One guy has complete control of his team. The other guy doesn't. The other guy is more of a figurehead in Sirianni. The other guy's an actual coach. Sirianni's a figurehead who people kind of like, or half the room likes, or some, I don't know. I really don't know what his defining role is. I guess he's a good cheerleader. It's supposed to be in control of the environment. Mike Tomlin is actually the head coach, and Mike Tomlin actually has responsibilities, and that every coach hired is his hire. Every player drafted is his player. Every player signed is his player. Mike Tomlin signed off on Russell Wilson and Justin Fields coming to his team. That was his decision. That wasn't the organization's decision. That's Tomlin's decision. Let's not forget something about Russell Wilson, too. He turned down the opportunity on a 3-year contract that Howie Roseman offered him. He said, no, thank you. I don't want anything to do with that. Okay. I mean, right or wrong, he still voided the contract offer. The Eagles wanted him. And right now, he's in charge of a 10-3 football team that's playing really good. Russell Wilson didn't want to play for the Eagles. Okay. Maybe it's because he didn't want to play in front of the fans. Could be. This guy seems to be a little sensitive at times. They're going to sell out versus Barkley. Tomlin is going to take Hurts. Tomlin is going to make Hurts beat him. If he can't, we got a real problem. AJ might pull a San Francisco LB if no targets early in the ball game. Guys, please hit the like button. Give me a total on the likes right now. I'd like to see where we ended up in the first 15 minutes. Please hit that number. And all supers like Anthony go to the top. I don't think, Anthony, you have that kind of issue in your football team. I don't think AJ's ever going to pull something like that. I don't think he's ever going to go, I'm not playing. Okay? I'm not playing. I don't think so. I don't. I don't. Okay. Got about 4 more minutes here. So let's see if we can bang on that. Let's get it over 100, man. Mike Tomlin's a hell of a coach. And let's not, to Anthony's point here, all eyes are going to be on Hurts and A.J. Brown in this ball game. Russell Wilson versus Hurts. I mean, who's playing better? I think Russell Wilson right now is playing better as an all-around player. He's throwing the ball better. He's running the offense better. I don't know. I think right now Russell Wilson is playing better football than Jalen Hurts. You know why? They have to rely more on Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh than they do on Hurts. They don't rely on Hurts. They rely on his legs, not his arm. Look at the numbers. Okay? And I think Russell Wilson is playing better. That's why they put him in the position, and that's why, hey, by the way, if you're going to give credit to Jalen Hurts for the team being 11-2, you've got to give credit to Russell Wilson for the team being 10-3. It doesn't just fucking work for you. Please stop saying the NFC worse than the AFC. They are top heavy. The NFC is more balanced. Guess what this guy is saying here? Well, Keen's saying this. Detroit, Philly, yes. Minnesota, Green Bay, okay, and LA versus Kansas City, Buffalo, those two teams with those quarterbacks, the Ravens with Lamar, and the Steelers with Wilson. Do you really believe that Minnesota and Los Angeles are better teams than those Ravens teams? And do you really believe that? I don't. And by the way, if you're trying to tell me, look, I think Minnesota's a funny team. I don't know what to think of Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's having a better year than Hurts. The record says it, and so does the numbers. Sam Darnold is having a better year than Jalen Hurts, and it's not close. It's not close. Okay? Not close. I think LA's getting better. I think the Rams are getting better and healthier. Okay? I do think that. Yes. Who would have thought Sam Darnold's having a superior year than Jalen Hurts? Sam Darnold. Okay? Sam Darnold. Unbelievable. Here's Jalen Hurts the last three games. 108, 118, 179. I mean, you're not really getting anything out of the passing game. The Steelers defense, I mean, this is what they do, along with that offense. Keep the ball away from you. Number one in the NFL in time of possession, and they're number one in turnovers. All that being said, hey, get this. Look at Trey. I know he's not. He's just playing better than your guy. Facts. Name me one thing that Jalen Hurts is doing better this year than Sam Darnold. One thing. It ain't winning. He's 11-2 also. Name me one thing that Jalen Hurts is doing better. One thing. Darnold is outplaying Mahomes is crazy. Yeah. But again, Mahomes is in a different room. This guy's fighting legacy, and he's fighting history of the league. Okay? That's nice, Sil. Here's Jalen's last 9-0. And that's Jalen's last 9, right? No one else. Because Jalen he's a mailman. Here, Saquon. Here, Saquon. Here, Saquon. Here, Saquon. He's benefiting from a historic running game that is on pace to do great things. You're 31st in passing. Your quarterback is almost last in the league with a passing offense. I thought the fucker was supposed to get better under Kellen Moore. What happened? Okay. All that being said, I got the Eagles winning at home. You're 5-point favorites. If you want to take the money and the Steelers, have at it. I got 23-20. I got 24-23. Eagles winning against the Steelers in a 1-point game. Okay? I got a 1-point win for the Eagles. Okay? 24-23. At home in a very physical football game. That's how I see the game. I think your defense is playing great. The only way that Pittsburgh wins this football game is if they get turnovers If they get turnovers from Hurts, I think that's the way they have to win. Okay? In my opinion. See here. I hate when Sills picks the Eagles to win. Hey. Okay, well, I mean, I don't have any skin in the game here. Look at it. Look at Niner all day. Hurts without Saquon's trash. Hey, Niner all day. Hurts without Saquon. It's 2023 all over again. Let's see here. A win is a win, big guy. Okay. No. Sills, you're so fake. You bash the Eagles all week, but you pick the Eagles. You're a joke. Fake? Yeah, that's what I am, Rick. Been doing it for 40 years. One thing you could never say. Hey, Rick, I don't give a fuck about the Eagles. I love their fan base. By the way, this is two great fan bases, Steelers and Eagles. Great passion between both of them. I don't give a fuck who wins. You got me. No. You got it wrong. I've been saying all week you have a really good football team. I've been saying all week, I think your quarterback stinks. I think your QB stinks. And I think he holds them back. Now, Sills has some facts, but he's just very biased against Hurts. Yeah, because he's not good enough. And you got a good football team and you got a bad quarterback. No, I'll take that back. You got an average quarterback. Dan, can you admit you were wrong about Nolan Smith yet? No, not yet. He's the 30th pick in the draft. Does that guy look like the 30th pick in the draft right now? Absolutely not. The 30th pick. That guy doesn't even resemble Jared Verse, and he's in his first year. No, he does. No. That guy looks still like a third rounder. That guy doesn't look like a first-round ball player. Absolutely not. Shit, if anybody looks like a second or first rounder right now, it's your boy Dean. Nolan Smith, you think that guy looks like a first-round ball player right now? Absolutely not. By the way, Jordan Davis doesn't look like a first-round pick. So, wrong. I'm not wrong. You still got 5 ball games to go here, son. Okay? You're still stupid? Genuine question. Are you naive? Stupid question. 49ers have crybabies all over the field when they're losing. Boy, man, I'm not going to deny that. Okay? I'm not going to deny that. Senor says the 49ers are a bust. Well, you'll be one too if you don't win the Super Bowl. So before you start throwing daggers at the 49ers, you better fucking win the Super Bowl. With your high-praised and high-priced offensive weapons, you better win the Super Bowl. Because no matter if they don't make the playoffs and you make it and you don't win it, you're more of a disappointment. They're not paying Brock Purdy $50 million. They're paying your boy $50 million. Okay? You will be a bigger disappointment this year than the 49ers. By far. By far. In Nolan Smith's defense, there are only about 5 players a year ago that go in the first round that actually live up to the first round talent. Okay. I never said he was a first rounder. I thought he was a third rounder. I never thought he was a first pick. Shit, Barrett Brooks thought he was a top 5 pick. I'm like, that guy is not a top 5 pick, let alone a first rounder. I never saw it. I never saw that at Georgia, that he was a first round talent. I saw a very athletic guy at the combines. I didn't see a great football player. Okay? I mean, I did not. Okay? Josh Allen won his division 5 years in a row. What did he do with it? Josh Allen, once again, guy, is on an island of misfit toys and winning with them. You have the collection of riches, and you shop at Neiman Marcus. The Bills had to cut $67 million in payroll, and they're still winning ball games. All of you in here said Allen would fade because of no Diggs. He's gotten better. And you know that QBR rating that you use? Allen's number one in it. Josh Allen has thrown the ball 400 times and taken 13 sacks. Your guy's thrown the ball 300 times and taken 35 sacks. Who's got better pocket presence? That guy or your guy? It's not close. It's not close. All right. Let's move on here. By the way, please hit the like button. We're picking the Eagles 24-23 in a very tight football game. I think this thing is going to be a tight game. I do. This is going to be a tight game, and it's going to come down to whether or not Jalen Hurts can win the ball game. You're going to have Hurts is eventually going to have to win you a ball game, isn't he? Here's Joaquin. Thank you for the super chat, Joaquin. I appreciate it. Whether you agree or disagree, I appreciate this, okay? And by the way, Joaquin, just so you know, you can't go on other shows in Philadelphia or any around the country and completely disagree with us. They would block you. You would never get on. This is the only place that we have a debate. Do you understand that? Debates are not allowed on CNN, Fox News, Sports Talk Radio in Philly. They're not allowed to have debates. We have debates here. Okay? All right. AJ messed up Pittsburgh's chances with his words. Now they have to prepare for the pass and the run. Tomlin knows Hurts can pass the ball. He remembers 22 well. I love that take. Still say incredible? No, just the people that come on the program like Tony Dungy and Eric Allen and Brian Westbrook and Jimmy Johnson and almost all the general managers in the league that come on, they're more credible than me. Yes. We just get credible people on the program. I'm an opinion guy. Okay? I'm not a journalist. So if you think that, get that out of your head. You know what journalism means to me? You're an asshole. I'm not a journalist. I'm a talk show host. Talk show hosts aren't journalists. The people that come on are the credible people that bring credibility to my career and to my show. People like Dungy, people like Eric Allen. Pick it. Name a guy that we've had on here. George Foreman. Name a dude. Anybody. General manager of the Steelers. General manager of the Chargers. General manager of the Raiders. Head coach of the Colts. Head coach of the Panthers. Name them. Michael Irvin. I don't know. How could you not consider Zach Bond as a potential defensive player of the year candidate? Has similar stats as Luke Kuechly. He's nowhere near it. Probably Pro Bowl, maybe second or third team All-Pro. That's probably where you're going to see him land. He might land in the top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year award. Big Seals, you make Eagle fans feel like a battered wife. You beat us up all week, then expect us to come back to your show after the torture. We do like a battered wife. I'm not going there with that. Peter, thank you. Wait a minute. I don't beat your team up. I beat your quarterback up because he's not good enough. Where do I beat your team up? You get the greatest O-line in football. Maybe I compared him to the Dallas Cowboy line with Emmett. Your defense has gotten better, I said. Do I have to sit here and pacify you and give you a reach around to make you feel better about yourself? Okay, here. I'll do it one time for you. Here's your daily reach around. I told you this before. The defense came along quicker than I thought. Great. It is. Vic has worked out great. Here, right? Barkley, I couldn't have been more wrong about a guy and his impact on the team. I didn't think he was that good because I never saw that guy in New York. Other than that, I don't know what you're talking about. Your quarterback is not good. And if I indict Jalen Hurts for not being good, that doesn't indict the team. He's not the fucking team, and he's not the reason you're 11-2. If you can't take that, I don't know what else to say to you. Bond now has better stats than Luke's year. JAKIB is king. Love all the shows. Barkley MVP. We keep moving it. Hey, I'll tell you, Jace, I think Barkley, this is an MVP game for him. This is a big MVP game for him. I do. I think that. This is a big-time MVP game. Now, the question is going to be how they handle themselves. Here, we got topics all over the board here. Please hit the like button. All my super chats all go to the top. And by the way, I want you to know something. You know the super chats that you guys send? I don't get a dime of it. And you know what Zander does? He doesn't put that in his pocket. What do you think he does? He puts it in his pocket and goes out and buys Mai Tais? Every single cent goes back into this network that you guys are creating. I want you to understand that. We don't rob you so that we can line our pockets. Okay? That's not what this is. So when you donate shit like that, you don't know that you keep this thing going. Okay? I don't make a cent off the super chats. A cent. There's nothing in my. So when you guys send them all, I get nothing except this, to be able to talk to you tomorrow. So I think all the shit you see on that cross-dressing broad thing and all that other shit, nobody here right now, guess what we're doing? We're down here. We're building up. I'm building this thing up. I know what it's good. I know what I'm a finish line guy, and I'm here with you. So I just want you to know this. So when you say this stuff, you get the super charge, and I don't get a cent of it. That's not how this works. Dude, you're the gasoline that fuels this thing. Okay? Don't think that. She'll just so that he can make what? You think I'm chasing $600? I'm chasing $600 million. I don't chase. Hey, you chase pennies? That's what you get. All right. That's what I'm telling you. The last time I'm going to tell you that. Okay? Just so you know, I get nothing. And you know what Joe and Zander do? Every cent. And then their own. Like Elon, that put it back into it. I know this. You know why? I get calls every day. Hey, they want to kill Gavin Newsom for missing Tuesday. For just $2 a day, you can support a Big Sills. I think that's kind of I don't know what that is, but thank you, M. Reyes. All right. All right. Guys, all supers, and please hit the like button. Thank you. All right. Is this a must win on Sunday for the Birds? You're 11-2. Is this a must win? Is this a must win on Sunday? Is this the must win? Bleed says no. B. Costello says yes. Tony, no. Jason, yes. Yes, it is, says Pat. It's a good opponent, so no. I agree, Sills, with Barkley. He needs 125 yards or better, says Richard. Billy Don 23 says yes. Okay? Yes, to silence the noise. Here's a rare winner here from Casey Eagle. Yes, to silence the noise. I'll match M. Reyes. Big Sil. Big Bill Sills. Hey, Maniac. I love Maniac. He's been here from the very beginning. Please, guys, hit that like button. Here's what I say to you. Is it a must win? I think it's a must win because what's going to happen is you're going to feed the energy of negativity. And I'm going to make a point to you. If you lose a ball game on Sunday by 1 point, it won't change my opinion of the Philadelphia Eagles one way or the other. Now, if you get blown out 38-17, that's a different conversation. And Hurts has 5 turnovers. That's a different convo, okay? You get beat by 5 points, 4 points by a good team this late in the year in December. That's not going to sway me on whether or not – dude, this is not college football where you put a poll together every week and you go from 3rd to 7th if you lose a game. That's not how the NFL works. You put all the games together and you go, well, how good are they? You've played 13 ball games. How good are the Eagles? Are they one of the top 2 rosters right now in the NFL and in the NFC? Yes. Is a loss to Pittsburgh on Sunday going to change my opinion of that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, if you're Notre Dame and you get beat by Northern Illinois at home, a 7-win nobody team, my opinion of you is not very high all year long. But if you get beat by the Steelers and a good football team and a well-coached program, that's not going to change my opinion. But it will change the opinion of some when it comes to how the team is perceived. And it will fuel 2023's meltdown. Why do I feel this is going to be like the Bucs again? That would be a problem for me. John, if that team gets blown out like Tampa blew them out, then that's a problem. That means the defense didn't get off the bus. And that's an organizational issue. Then you got a problem. But if you're in a last possession game against Pittsburgh, hey, do you know this? I will be more critical of you the way you played against Carolina than I will the way you play against Pittsburgh if you're in a tight ball game. Pittsburgh's a good team. Don't you see that? The NFL is not a week-to-week proposition on how good you are. The week-to-week is the matchups on whether you can be beat or not, for sure. And I get you're chasing home field. By the way, Detroit has Buffalo this week. They lose that ball game, here you are. You're right there in the mix. This is a big week for the Eagles. On Monday, you could be even with Detroit in Minnesota for a home field advantage. That's how big this weekend is. Opposite of the Bucs game, we weren't healthy then. That has nothing to do with the NFL. Hell, fuck that. Nick is so blinded and excuse-riddled, it's sick. He'll come up with every angle of excuse on why you lose. You lost because you didn't have all your players on the field? Welcome to the NFL. Congratulations, Nick. You figured it out. It's the war of attrition. Way to go. Holy shit. Well, we didn't have all our players. That's not a Buccaneer issue. That's a you issue. That's a you issue. JT Philly becomes a YouTube member. Thank you, brother. Well, we wouldn't have all our... So what? Part of the game. You lost Brandon Graham. Okay? Nick comes up. Nick's looking for excuses why his quarterback sucks and why the team has 2 losses. I don't. Those 2 losses now to me, they don't mean shit to me. Are you good? Yes. Well, they lost to Atlanta in the Bucs. So what? How good are you? How good are you? You're good. You've gotten better. By the way, here's something I'll say to you. The only position that hasn't gotten better since the beginning of the year Think about this. Look at what's gotten better. The running game has gotten better. The defense has gotten better. You're getting more pressure on the quarterback. Your corners are playing better. The only guy that's not playing better is the quarterback. That's the only position not playing better is the quarterback. Hurts worries about wins, not stats. Dude, we're not talking about stats. We're talking about balance. See, that's what, get this. Fuck the stats. I'm talking about balance. You have none. Get this too. Joaquin, your organization is built on statistical analytics. They say it every week to you. When I echo it, you think I'm talking stats. I'm talking analytics from Julian Lurie's office on how they build a game plan. That's what this guy's thinking here. This guy thinks that I'm quoting stats when Frank Reich came on this program and said that the analytics department, actually, we showed you what Frank said about how they go about building their game plan. The analytics department comes down with trends and numbers. They give it to the coaches and they build a game plan off the analytics, which are numbers. That's how they get. So wait a minute. Joaquin calls them stats. Your fucking organization builds an entire game plan off them. They build the game. Frank Reich said it on this show. He won a Super Bowl for you. But when I echo what Frank said on this show, you can't take it. You got to be kidding me, guy. Stats. The analytics department runs your offense. It's why your first quarter blows. Do you know what they do? Do you know what that first quarter, why your first quarter sucks? The first quarter sucks because Nick Kellen want to get the passing game going. So what do? They ask the analytics department what plays will get the passing offense going. And so far, you've scored 2 field goals or 17 points all year, whatever it is. 17 points in the first quarter after 13 ball games. You don't get off the fast starts because why? Analytics say, try this to get the passing game going. They have not been able to get the passing game going all year. How many times that, hey, I'll tell you this about Zander. Zander's a young man in the broadcasting business. You know the question he continually asks every week? Why do they do this? It's simple to me. I know what they're doing. You know what he says? How do they run Barkley 12 yards, 8 yards, 7 yards? Then they throw 2 screen passes and it's 3 and out. That's because they're trying to move the ball through analytics in the first quarter by passing it. Then they go back to their roots and run it. Not talking about you, Sills. I'm talking about the media. I got it, Joaquin. Joaquin, thank you for today. Thank you, brother. I can't thank you enough for being part of this convo, man. Thank you. Dude, we're boys, man. Hey, Sills, this is what I see from Hurts. He's afraid to risk the turnovers here. That's the difference in his play to me. Have Barkley and his mates have probably emmed from the birds. Let's see, I'm not sure what that means here. Sills, this is what I see from Hurts. He's afraid to make the big mistake and the turnovers. That's the difference in his play. To me, have Barkley, okay, and mates, that's the problem from the birds. Ocean, they want to get that passing game going. They just want to get that passing game going. Please, guys, I appreciate it. Do me a favor. Okay? Hey, Ocean, if you want to put that in a different way the next time, you don't have to drop me a super chat. I'll post it up there. But clean that up for me a little bit. Not the defensive part. I meant how Todd Bowles figures him out. I'm pretty sure Mike knows how he is on film since then. Mike and Todd Bowles are dear friends, and Mike Tomlin worked with Tony Dungy and all those guys down in Tampa with the Tampa 2, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a Todd Bowles Tampa 2 in Pittsburgh on Sunday. That's exactly what you're going to see. Okay? You're going to see that on Sunday, that Buck defense. Okay? I bet that Barkley eliminate the passing struggles. He has eliminated the passing struggles. Absolutely, Ocean. Yes. Absolutely. Okay? That's absolutely true. What I see in Jalen is when dropping back, instead of looking downfield, he seems to be looking at pass rush. That's what I see. That's because he's setting protections now for the first time. That's what's happened here. Yes. Okay? Yes. We know Jalen can't throw that good, but his combination of play with run and pass is the reason why he wins. Yes, I never said he wasn't a good ball player. He needs to stick to that and don't listen to people who don't like running quarterbacks. Just win. Okay, I said it. You guys asked me. How do you fix it? I continue to run the RPOs. Do what you're doing. Don't change anything. But guess what? We're going to get into a topic here in a minute, what I think might happen on Sunday. Okay? Dude, everybody. Sue gets on my shit, and so does everyone. By the way, all supers go to the top. Please hit that like button. Someone give me a total right now on the likes. Guys, I'm going to say it one more time to you here. Your entire game plan is built off of analytics. Analytics are statistical numbers that formulate a game plan. They always have. They're called trends. Okay? They're called trends. Hey, nobody's talking. I mean, individual passing numbers. I get that's where you're probably looking at. I'm talking team stats are not just numbers. You formulate, hey, I'm going to show you something here. Okay, I'm going to show you something here. On what I'm talking about when it comes to the analytics that you have to look, and you tell me identity on a football team. Let's do this offensively first. Okay? And then you tell me if Sue or anybody else, what we're sitting here saying to you, when you guys just say, you're just quoting stats, you tell me if this is who this team is to you. Okay? All right. Put this over here. Let me show you something here. Total offense, the Ravens are number 1 in total offense. They are number 5 in passing, and they are number 2 in rushing. Think about that for a second. They're number 5 in passing and number 2 in rushing. Well, Derrick Henry's having 1,800 yards, and the quarterback's going to throw for 4,500. They throw the ball and they run the ball with the same type of effort in each and every single game. That's kind of what they've done this year. It's who they are. Okay? That's who they are. Eagles at full health on offense are 10-0 so far. That's fantasy football he's talking there. Who fucking is ever 10-0 with full health? What a dumb comment by Nick. Full health, they're 10-0. Welcome to the NFL. Nobody's full health, ever. Stupid. This is a stupid comment. Here, let's take a look at Detroit. Here, total offense, Detroit. Lions are second, 394. Okay? They're 394 offensively. You turn around and look at them and the way they pass the ball, they're 4th in passing. And in rushing, the Lions are 4th. So get this. The Lions are 4th in passing, and they're 4th in rushing. And they're second in total offense. So that's kind of what they've done. They got 2 1,500-yard rushers, and they have a quarterback who's going to throw for 4,500. That's kind of how the balance of the offense runs under that offensive coordinator, Johnson. That's what they are. It's what they've done all year. Here's the Eagles now. And again, this is your identity, especially offensively. And get this, this is not stats. This is who you are. Here, total offense. Eagles are 6th. Passing, you're 31st. Rushing, you're 1st. You have the worst pass offense in pro football. And you have the best rush offense in football. That's a far cry from the Lions. Lions have an identity where they spread it around and they're balanced in every way all year long. You don't. You're winning a football game one way right now. Am I wrong? You know, get this. I hear Zander and I hear John and I hear everybody in Philly say this. Well, the Eagles can beat you in multiple ways. No, they can't. Where? Where can they beat you in multiple ways? You haven't beaten anybody multiple ways. That's not who you are. Hey, the names on the back of the jerseys are not equaling production. Are they? Hey, let me ask you this. Do you think this offense is over or underachieved this year? Last Sunday, your quarterback threw for 83 yards with the 4 sacks. That's balance? You ran the ball for, get this guy's trying to tell me that last weekend, your quarterback threw for 83 yards and you ran the ball for 209. That's balance? Do you think the added responsibility for Hurts has slowed down his development a little? Almost like adding weight on the bench. It takes a few reps to get used to the heavy weight and responsibilities. That's a fabulous take, and probably so. Yes. He even made that comment this week. I picked the wrong protection, and that's why I took the sack against Carolina, and it took him out of field position. I was like, wait a minute. This guy's in his 5th year, and he's still learning how to set protections? Dude, Brock Purdy's been setting protection since he was at Cal. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you here. Most quarterbacks have. Sam Darnold knows how to set protections. Jalen Hurts is in the process of learning how to set protections. Okay. Well, it shows. I'll tell you this. Let me ask you something here. Let me ask you something here. The loss of Jason Kelce setting those protections, you're trying to tell me, is he the result of why this offense is 31st? Do you think that's the reason that the offense is 31st, because the responsibility of setting the protection was taken away from Kelce with his retirement and given to Hurts? And that's why he's got more on his plate this year. That's what that guy's take is. I don't know if that's, I don't know how you don't look at that and go, there's something to that at least. I mean, Jason Kelce may not have had anything left at the end of his career last year, and it looks like an upgrade with Cam. But do you think Cam is as good at setting protections as what Jason Kelce in his 15 years on setting those protections? I don't know. I'll tell you what, the added responsibility is reflection in what the passing offense looks like right now, because it's nowhere. Get this. Guy like Joe Witt says no. No, that's not the reason. Then what is the reason, Joe? And don't tell me because Barkley's taking the carries away, because that's not true. Ravens and Lions get it done. Isn't it a good thing from the front office? Got the F out of the way and started running the damn ball. I agree with you. Need balance. Absolutely. Devin, thank you. Yes. Run the ball, man. Run more RPOs. Hey, Zander, can you give us Anthony's super chat there? By the way, all supers go. By the way, I'm not going to just say any longer. All supers go to the top. I'm going to say all supers go to JAKIB Sports. Eagles can beat you with defense and running. That's multiple ways. Boy, that Miami education. No, that's not what people say. People say that the Eagles can beat you in multiple ways offensively. You added something I wasn't talking about. How many people have? Well, I'll tell you what. If you can't beat people multiple ways with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley, there's something seriously wrong with your offense. They beat you with defense, and they beat you with running. That's not any remotely. Then why are you paying for those wideouts? That's dumb. Hey, Sills, thoughts on WIP radio? It seemed like a cancer to the Eagles team. In what way, Tony? In what way do you think WIP is a cancer to the Eagles? What are they saying? That's anything different than what we're saying. I mean, I don't know. I think there's an issue inside the locker room with AJ not liking the offense. And I think we had a great comment yesterday by one of our fabulous super chat people. You know what they said? AJ wants to win, but he wants to win his way. And I agree with that. Sills, I do agree with you about the hiring of Moore. He isn't the best for Hurts, but it's what the Birds needed. Yeah. Get this. Zander goes like this. You were trashing Kellen Moore. Yeah, because I said from day one, he wasn't the right hire. Cliff Kingsbury was for Jalen. But do you know what Kellen did? Kellen's saving his job right now. If he fails, he'll never get another coordinating job. Someone's going to ask, you never improved the quarterback. Quarterback wasn't good enough. They're 11-2 and won 9 consecutive ball games. That's what he gets to point at you. Remember what Jimmy Johnson said on this program about good coordinators? Some coordinators put up a lot of stats and a lot of numbers. Some coordinators win ball games. That's what this is right now. Kellen Moore went into the bye week and said, we've got to limit these turnovers, which means we're going to hand the ball more to Barkley. And Barkley is on a historic run to go for 2105, Eric Dickerson's 40-year rushing record. This is not rocket science. Okay? Get this here. This guy's thrown the ball 100 yards in the last 3 weeks. And he's got the worst pass offense of any contending team in the league. His 2 wide receivers are in the 50s in targets. And he's throwing 8 yards a play. And he'll throw for 3,200 yards this year. And 19 touchdowns. Why are you paying him $50 million? I can get any stiff to do that. Shit, I get Sam Darnold to do that. Just joking with you, Sills. But my point valid. Anthony, that's how, because Anthony, you're not wrong. That's how they're winning right now. Because that you named the identity. Run the ball, play defense. Okay. That is the formula. I don't get why the offensive passing game is gone backwards. It's absolutely disintegrated right in front of you. How in the world? Okay? How in the world? Okay? How in the world do you look at what you've done in the offseason and think you're, hey, let me ask you this. Let's ask this guy his. Go. Hey, look, this guy is mad at me for pointing out facts. Typical 1% Eagle fan that doesn't like to hear the truth. That's okay, kid. All good. I don't give a shit what you think. Don't. Oh, really? You're that upset about me, huh? Thank you for doing this for me. Hey, folks, watch this. So Philly Matt decided to come in here, log on to my show, and type all this shit here. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Lord's Grace. With Kellen Moore, you are guaranteed 11 to 13 wins. He did the same thing in Dallas. Prescott would have 5,000 yards in this offense because he's more set up for that. He's not talking to you, Sills. That's what Zander just said. I got you, Hoss. All good. Hard sometimes with all the people that keep – this thing moves. Eagles find a way to win. Offense stalls. The defense picks them up. The defense stalls. Offense picks them up. The offense doesn't pick them up. Saquon Barkley picks them up, which Hurts has nothing to do with it. Okay? Oh, well, I'll take that back. When he runs the ball. Okay? Got you, brother. My mistake. Apologize. Philly. Apologize, brother. National Catch These Hands show. The National cry for another excuse. M. Ray is post. He'll come up with 48 more. Well, my guy Hurts. The Eagles are going to win 66-3. Sileo's wrong about my quarterback. Since he's been saying it for 3 years, he was a one-year wonder. Hey, I called your boy a one-year wonder, and he is. Oh, bang. I forgot. He's right again. Hashtag Big Sills right again. Bang. Big Sills right again. One-year wonder. Hey, there should be a song. It's called the Jalen Hurts One-Year Wonder. And wonder why. The one-year wonder. Oh, man. This guy's a one-year wonder. Holy shit. I like the one-year wonder. Zander will join us at 3:30. Then we will have Battle Royale at 4:30. The legendary Philly 500 and Mark Holmes. And then we'll have Philly Godfather at 5:30. How you doing? See here now. Yes. All right. Next topic. Next topic here. One-year wonder. Jalen Hurts. Oh, shit. Can't deny it. How you doing? Hey, get this. Hey, let me ask you this, guys. You think Sam Darnold could go 11-2 with this offense? He's 11-2 in Minnesota. With Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. Do you think he could do the same shit in Philly? How many people think Sam Darnold could do the same stuff in Philly that he's doing in Minnesota right now? I'm awake. You says no. Why? What's different? What has Jalen done this year that's anything remotely close to what Sam Darnold's done? What in the world? Oh, wait. Senor just made a great point. Not with Nick and Moore. Look at Zander. Zander's like, Sam Darnold go 12-1. Sills, I'm a bit late to the show. Did you talk? Did you talk about the LB for the Niners quitting on the team last night? Absolutely, Gabe. That was horrific. That's a culture issue it's a Kyle Shanahan issue. If you want to kick Nick around for some of the shit that went out with AJ and Hurts, a guy quitting to play on Sundays, that's a huge issue. That is a huge issue. I actually like that topic. Sam Darnold with the Eagles would be what? He's 11-2. He's outplayed Hurts this year. Real question, Sills. Maybe is Jalen's formula different from other quarterbacks? So can he win a Super Bowl throwing for 150 yards? Running for 50? Your thoughts? Anthony, and are you saying Barkley gets another 150? Can they win a Super Bowl with that formula? Hey, Anthony, I think it comes down to the defense. If the defense can shut the opposing team down, they can win with that. Really, the key for you to win the Super Bowl this year is your defense still, because your offense is not going to get better. It's not. Let's take a look at that for a minute. It's a great question, Anthony. It actually is a fair question. Okay? It's a really good one. Not going to deny it. Listen, we have a lot of fun here, but I'm not going to answer truthfully. So let's take a look at this here. It's a great question. Okay? Here, get this. Well, Justin Jefferson versus A.J. Brown. I'll take Justin Jefferson. Addison versus Devontae. Well, right now this year, I would take Addison. I wouldn't take Devontae. Devontae's a non-factor on your team. Let's take a look at Minnesota here. So Minnesota's sitting at 11-2. There's nothing different than what they've done. They've got some really good wins on their record too this year in what they've accomplished. And by the way, do I really believe it's Sam Darnold? No, I don't know. I used to say emphatically, no way. But dude, look at this. Sam Darnold. 4,400 yards passing he's trending towards. With 37 touchdowns, 108 quarterback rating, 68% completion percentage. I mean, this guy's on pace for 4,400 yards. And then you look at Jefferson, and you look at where they are. By the way, I'm actually shocked that the second leading rusher on the Vikings is Sam Darnold. And here's Justin Jefferson already has 1,100 yards receiving and 75 receptions. This is incredible. So Justin Jefferson's going to have another 100-catch year with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. Hey, look, I know you guys don't want to hear this, but there is no question that the Eagles missed on a generational talent with Justin Jefferson. So did the teams that didn't pick him before. There's other teams that didn't get Jefferson either, but he's going to have 1,600 yards this year on 140 targets this season. And he averages 16 yards a catch. How about the other guy? Addison. You mean to tell me that Sam Darnold made Addison better? I mean, this is incredible. So wait, Jordan Addison here. That's the kid that played at Pitt, right? Then went to SC. He's going to get 1,000 yards and 60 catches this year. He's the equivalent of Devontae Smith. They should get rid of McCarthy and keep Darnold. That's why Sam Darnold's going to be one of the most sought-after free agents. He's only got a one-year deal up there. They don't own options on him. Sam Darnold's got a one-year contract in Minnesota. If I were the Niners, am I paying Brock Purdy $55 million or $60 million more than Dak? Or do I bring that guy back knowing full well if I coached him better, I could get the same result that Brock Purdy's giving me now at a $45 million less than $60 million rate. I could say $15 million. Okay? I got it. They cut him. And now he's in the MVP conversation. Hey, and for the record, look at the balance Minnesota has. Look at what Aaron Jones has brought to the table. Aaron Jones was the guy that was whacked in Green Bay, and now he's on pace for 1,200 yards. So get this. In Minnesota with Sam Darnold quarterback, and you're going to have two 1,000-yard receivers and a 1,000-yard back. The same bullshit that's going on the previous 2 years in Philly, but it's Sam Darnold. And can somebody do me a favor? Hey, by the way, Last Cup podcast says he's not Barkley. Well, they've got a more complete, balanced offense than you. He's not Barkley? No one said he was. But you got two 1,000-yard receivers, and you've got 1,000-yard, 1,200-yard back and a 4,400-yard passing quarterback. I mean, that's all you have is Barkley. Your receivers are in the 50s in targets. Find, release, OBJ, Eagles take a flyer. Anthony, I said it. I'd like to have him as my number 3 guy. I don't have a problem. League minimum. He's got to clear waivers, though. I think that's Monday. Okay? I mean, I think that's Monday he clears waivers. Like I said, Sam Darnold's outplaying Jalen this year by far, and he's got 11 wins. And they're spreading the ball around. Okay? I mean, they're spreading it around. And here's something else to think about. Their defense is played lights out this year. Dude, I'm just telling you. Okay? Right? Hey, get this, man. This is some of the news coming out of San Francisco right now. That was some shit. That was some sucker shit. Probably going to get cut soon. Ward on teammate Campbell after leaving the game in the third quarter because he didn't want to play. You got all kinds of issues right now going on in San Francisco. That's a culture issue, to say the least, on what's going on there. Okay? Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate that. Guys, let's get that up to 200. Love to see if we can get that. Darnold's not going to make $50 million. Hey, by the way, will somebody tell me something? How much is Sam Darnold making this year on a one-year deal? They just signed J.J. McCarthy. You really believe that they're not going to put J.J. McCarthy back in as the starting quarterback? He was earmarked to be the starting quarterback this season in Minnesota. You really believe that they're going to put him in? They're going to take that first-round pick, and the front office is just going to eat it? You know what they're in the position of? They're almost in the same position of Carson Wentz and Nick Foles. You got a guy who's leading you someplace, but you're going to make the wrong decision again. J.J. McCarthy will start. He'll start. Wow, Flex. They really gave JT, they really gave him $10 million? That's a shocker. I thought it would have been a little lower than that. So you got a quarterback up there that's 11-2 and having a career year, and it seems they coached the bullshit out of him. And right now, they're in as good. Hey, how about this? Minnesota is just as good a position to win home field advantage as you are. Okay? They're in just as good a position. Think about where they are right now, Minnesota. I mean, take a look at the standings where they are right now. So they're sitting at 11-2. Let's see what they have on their schedule here remaining. Shit, Detroit's got to play Buffalo this week. Here's who Minnesota has. So Minnesota they have Chicago this weekend. They got a tough game against Seattle. They got Green Bay and Detroit. That's a tough finish. Chicago, Seattle, Green Bay, and Detroit. Wow. Is that a tough finish? I'll take that back. Philly's in a better position. Philly's in a better position than Minnesota. I'll take that back. There's losses on there towards the end. I'll take that back. You're right, Victor. They're not winning all those games. No way at all are they winning those. No way. Here's something to think about also with their defense and what Brian Flores has done with their defense this season. He's done a phenomenal job with their defense, especially points against and what they've done. In total defense, Vikings sitting at 17th. They got some injuries too. Pass defense, this is pretty much where they have struggled. They're down at the bottom of the league. Rush defense, they're second in football. They actually have a better rush defense. But again, most teams are passing on them. That's always a skewed line, but the Vikings are 6th in points allowed. They're giving the same amount of points up that the Eagles are. They're giving 18 points a game up, and you guys are a little tick over, and you guys are giving 18 points a game up. Okay? I mean, Brian Flores has done a great job at red zone and keeping them out of the defense. Okay? Ravens was first in run defense. How'd that go? They held you under your career year numbers. It went well, actually. They outrushed you. Would you have 130? You usually average 190 yards a game. Just to be perfect on that, like I said, let's see here. Let's see what you did in that game. You didn't outrush them, and they held you under all of your that game. The Ravens held you under every single number that was what you were trending on. They held you under every single. Let's see here. The Philadelphia. There we go. Yeah, they held you under every number. I'm not talking about Lamar rushing. I'm talking about your rushing. I mean, you're making it sound like 240 yards of total offense was good. I missed that one. Oh, really? I'm talking about your rushing. You were held to lower points, lower passing, lower rushing, third down, total yards. You averaged 400 yards in total offense. You had 240 in that game. You talk about the Ravens. How about you? I love how everybody goes, well, the Eagles killed. You didn't kill them. I didn't say you didn't win. But don't sit there and tell me that how the rush defense, they did a nice job on you. The Eagles are good. Ravens are good. Henry had 90 yards in the game. I don't know what else to say. Really, every single fucking statistic and analytics that you guys had in that ball game, you were held under your season averages. Everything, passing, rushing, everything. Yeah, okay. You did a great job in the game. Okay, let's just move on. I'm not debating whether or not you played great in that ball game or not. Your quarterback shit the bed again in that. It was Barkley again in the defense and the O-line that was great in that game. Okay? And again, you're held. Hey, Sue. Here's Sue again. Why don't you tell Julian Laurie to stop sending down the analytics then? And then I'll stop bringing them up. Fair? When Nick stops saying analytics builds our game plan, how about this, Sue? I'll stop saying it. Fair? Here, we got a deal. All right? When your Eagle organization stops using analytics, I'll stop doing that. Every week, Nick brings it up. Data. Why we go for it, why we don't. Your organization is based off of analytics. Trends are analytics. Like I tried to explain to people like Sue and everyone, you get a percentage book. Do you understand this? You get a percentage book. You open up your playbook and your game plan on Tuesday, and you look down and you see what plays the Steelers are going to run. The top 20 plays that the Steelers like to run, and you'll see a number to the right. They like to run this play 42% of the time with single back. They like to run this formation with no backs. They like to run this with shotgun. They like to run this with under center. And you'll see a number to the right. And you know what they get that off of? The last 3 games and then the entire season. And that's why you have people that work in the analytics department that put all these numbers together. Like Julian Laurie's office has more to do with the information of putting the game plan together than actually the coaches do. So wait a minute. When a coach puts a game plan together, they've got the game plan. Where do you think Nick Sirianni is during the week? You think Nick Sirianni is worrying about who do the Eagles have next week? Who do the Eagles have next week? What team do they have next week? Like, do you think the Eagles are working on a game plan for next week? Okay, so they have Washington next week. Now that helps because they're an NFC East opponent, and you know pretty much who they are. But do you actually think they have worked any game plan for Washington? Or do you think they're centric on everything Pittsburgh this week right now? Who do you think right now is putting the game plan together? I hate to have to school you guys like children, but who do you think is putting the game plan together for the Commanders next week right now? You know who that is? That's Julian and his people. They're putting the game plan together and the analytics that they'll hand Nick on Sunday. And then Monday, they'll start formulating a game plan based off the intel that Julian's office gave them. That's how stats work, Sue. You're welcome. That's how it works. Do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button here. We got Battle Royale at 4:30. Good Godfather. That'll be at 5:30. Also, Army, Navy. I want to get his thoughts in on that. But all that being said, boy, I'll tell you what, man. I love it when I listen to Birds 365. And you know what? I'm starting to hear a little bit this week. I don't know. Maybe quarterback. There you go. Hey, how about this? Sam Darnold's out playing your boy Jalen Hurts. I get a text from my wife. Stop goading these people, man. Stop doing that, man. My wife hears me. She's like this. She's like, don't tell the truth. Remember what happens when you tell the truth. People get angry when you tell the truth. Zander gets mad when I bring up 4,600 yards and 35 touchdowns. This guy's going to throw for 3,200 yards and 19 touchdowns. Oh, fuck. Bryson Daly. Hey, all right. By the way, Army-Navy this weekend, too. Make sure you check that game out. Give them great ratings. Those are the men and women that fight for our country, man. I love that game. It's the most Americana game you could possibly have. I just absolutely love that game. Make sure you support it. I love the fact they give them their own Saturday, too, so that everyone can watch that game. I've been to 8 of those bad puppies. Absolutely one of the greatest. All right. Without further ado, he is the man who is the co-host of Birds 365. He is the man that makes this bad. Hey, by the way, he doesn't drink martinis with your super chats. This guy ain't drinking martinis, okay? And Kate May, all right? That's not what he does. I told you this. I don't get a cent of it. You know what this does? This goes back to you. We reinvest in you because you make this bad puppy work. You understand that, right? Every single guy that's on this network right now has invested their efforts and the Krause is their money to keep this going. That's why people hate it. And I love this kid sometimes. He is the host of Birds 365 with the great John McMullen, the #1 Eagle beat reporter. John's getting a little nasty. I hear more F-bombs out of him than me actually now. He is our friend, Big Z, Zander.